Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Wednesday! Welcome to Game Day Live, presented by the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network and the Primetime Radio Studios, along with Crew Brew. My name is Vinnie, Parise, and I am here with a Liverpool version of Shorts Guy as we are getting set for New Jersey Devils hockey as they take on the New York Rangers. Welcome to all fans watching on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch. The Devils freaking blew it last night. Were really looking like they were going to get the big dub. It's really hard to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins when both Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin have a goal. I'm pretty sure their record when that takes place is like 115, 10, and 4 all time. It's borderline impossible when both Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin each score 2 goals. So that's what took place last night when it all went down. The Devils were terrible at defending the middle of the ice in the offense in the defensive zone, and Pittsburgh just went to town with the deflection goals. And Ricard Raquel had a big one, and it was just all bad from the point where the Devils took a 3-1 lead, and it all went to crap. Now Pittsburgh jumped them in the standings, or remains ahead of them in the standings. They're one of the hottest teams in the league, 5 in a row. The Devils have the New York Rangers. Both teams are on the second half of a back-to-back now. Shorts Guy, what are your thoughts on the whole thing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a long day of travel, but I'm doing good. We're up here in Liverpool, up in the north of the country of England. And I was just told by our good friend of the podcast, Justin, what they call the people from Liverpool, but I won't say it on air because I don't know if it's going to be a little disparaging, but it's pretty damn funny. Yeah, last night time difference didn't allow me to take in the entire game last night. So when I finally went to bed, it was 3-3. And it wound up. I learned in the morning, and I was like, "Oh gosh, this is no good." Like you said, like you were saying yesterday, you're playing a team with Sidney Crosby and Gino, and it's going to be a tough game either way, and it certainly was a tough game for the Devils, and it showed. It showed that they were not up to the task yesterday, and I was really hoping. But I was really hoping that my score prediction would come true when it was like 3-1 at one point. I was like, 3 more goals and my score's going to be right. Well, didn't quite come to be.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking promising early. Nico Hischier and Timo Meier, their chemistry continues to grow. Luke Hughes collected another point. He is second all by himself in rookie scoring. Brock Faber of the Minnesota Wild did not have a point last night. Obviously,
to win last night, we lost. We should have. We absolutely should have beaten the Coyotes. We lost. Vegas was going to be a tough ask, but then again, we beat Dallas. We can go down the line of the games we should have won. Buffalo, especially, should have won. But none of that matters at this point because they're not winning. So if they want to make the playoffs, they got to win. It's as simple as that. And they're not doing that. So you can say what you want. I think the postmortem of this season is going to be, maybe we should have made a move sooner on the coach. Maybe we should have made a move sooner on the goaltending. But overall, you're still looking at the defensive stats, and they're not good. Our defensive stats are not good. It's not just purely goaltending.
Yeah, 100%. And it does. I'm not down on the future of the team in any way like some people are, and I know some people are. I know some people are. It's easy to forget about all the good that they've done and all of the great stuff that he being Tom Fitzgerald has been able to put together for this team. I mean, he didn't draft Hischier and Hughes. Ray Shero was still involved with that, but I mean, you inherit 2 star centers like that. You make good selections. Like Dawson Mercer is a good player. Alexander Holtz seems like he's a pretty good player. Luke Hughes is unreal. You got Dougie Hamilton locked in. He's traded for Timo Meier, right? You were the team that landed the big fish free agent one summer, and then the following season you landed the big free agent trade deadline. The Devils are one of the more active teams in the league, and we've seen that. It's just this season everything went to hell. And normally when things go to hell, you'd think it'd be good for a team called the Devils, but that just hasn't been the case this season with this team. Going to hell has been the
No.
wrong kind of hell.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you were saying earlier, the Eastern Conference has begged us to make the playoffs, and we just haven't. And the injury bug sucked. I still don't understand why we wouldn't have used any of the LTIR cap space to bring in someone. Someone potentially that we could sign, but that's neither here nor there. It could just have been, it's been a down season, and just none of the available trades that we needed were going to be there that were going to work in our favor. Is this season different without the injuries? Probably. Like you were talking earlier before we got on air, is Jack Hughes hurt? Probably, but he's not going to say it. They're still fighting to push to make the playoffs, and holy hell, do we have a game tonight that's going to be just, it could go either way. And I think a lot of people are probably nervous about this going sideways very quickly with the storyline from the last two games, with everyone's new favorite boy to hate, in MSG tonight, and good friend of the podcast and co-host of mine and Hockey Billy Dean got a ticket to tonight's game. So he's going to be there. He's not going to be one of the hordes of people, chanting for the jerk on the Rangers to be on the ice. But I'm curious if they're going to put him in the lineup, and if he's in the lineup tonight, he's going to have to answer the bell, because McDermott's looking to go at him right away.
Yeah, of course. And listen, I forgot. I was telling Sam off air earlier. I forgot
Mm-hmm.
the whole Rempe thing until he brought it up to me. I previewed Devils Rangers on Bar Down earlier today, and I was like, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even think of that because I straight up don't care. I think that's why I just don't. He's irrelevant to me. I care about the Devils playing hockey. I want the Devils to win.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Rempe, all the thinking of that does, yeah, it's funny to make fun of him and whatnot, but like both times he did something stupid, to hit to the head of Nate Bastian or to hit to the head of Jonas Siegenthaler, the Devils scored 0 power play goals in 10 minutes of power play time from that. So, like, that's all that makes me
Yeah.
think of. I have no positive thought thinking about McDermott going to run someone. Do you think I want? Do you think I want McDermott to go run like Panarin or something? So then the Rangers get a 5-minute power play and
No.
score 3 goals? Absolutely not. I wish people would just forget about it. To be honest with you, I don't care if they ever get revenge for that. I don't know. Maybe that's just my weird way of looking at it, but I'm just so disgusted with how things have gone lately that it's hard to care about like the scumbag on the Rangers that likes to fight and hit people.
Yeah, it's for, I want to say, for an out of, you're out of market. So, you're in Chicago about our New Jersey Devils, more than anything. But, when you're here in the New York area, well, I'm not in the New York area tonight. I'm in Liverpool, but when you're living in the New York, New Jersey area, and they featured him on the news, you talk to Ranger fans, and they're chanting that they want him on the ice at MSG, and it just makes you realize, like, wow, how stupid is your fan base? You have a player that has more penalty minutes than time, and they're just pining for this guy. So it's really hard to especially being really good friends with a couple of Ranger fans, and making fun of him for how the fans are for the most part morons, and like chanting for this guy. It's really kind of hard, at least for me. I don't know, maybe some of the other fans in the chat can say, but it's really kind of hard for me to not remember him, or it's kind of like an omnipresent thing. It's in a sense.
I get what you're saying, and that's absolutely true. You hear it way more than me, because of that fact. But like, I think of the Rangers, and I'm like, why aren't these people celebrating Artemi Panarin finally having a 100-point season? And he's having career highs in
Because they're
goals, assists,
idiots.
points. Like, Alexis Lafreniere looks like he's the next Timo Meyer, right? A good power forward that could score anywhere from 30 to 40 goals, have 150 hits, and just be a net front presence that is great with skill players. Like literally, the next up and coming Timo Meyer is Alexis Lafreniere.
Mm-hmm.
Kreider, 300 career goals. He scored 50 before. He's always, in the upper 30s at minimum. Zibanejad, unreal player all the time. Like, we're talking about Matt Rempe. Like, it just bugs me to no end.
It's
It
because
bugs me to no
it's
end.
it's it's because so many Ranger fans are idiots, and that's what they're talking about. Like there are shirts there are shirts with this guy on it. Like Dolan absolutely loves this kid. Like it, it's so stupid. Like it's like a clown show. It really is. And it's
They're,
definitely pretty damn prevalent as far as if you ask me. Like to hear MSG chant that they want him on the ice. It's like like you said, you made a lot of points about that stupid blue team. Really good points. But that's who they're chanting for. That's who they're demanding on the ice. A fourth liner who barely gets 5 minutes a game. That's who they want on the ice because they're idiots. They just want to see him pummel people.
so if you're the Devils, though,
Thank
and
you,
you
Mike.
know that,
Thank you, Mike. Mike in the chat. Hold on. Mike in the chat. My boy Mike said there are a lot of dumb
Mike,
Ranger fans. Mike is not one of them, but there are a lot of dumb Ranger fans.
there really are. And they got to be a little happy the Devils aren't making it, right? Because even if they like got a little hot, got in,
Mm-hmm.
were that 8th seed, Rangers are President's Trophy winners, the Devils would walk into that series with no pressure. No pressure. Well, they beat
Yeah.
them last year. They squeaked in because they were hot this year. The Rangers won the President's Trophy. We've seen how the President's Trophy has treated people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They got to be stoked that the Devils are probably not making. I would be, and that's not even me talking junk. Roles will be reversed one day. I do believe in 5 years
Oh
the
yeah.
Devils will be better than the Rangers, like significantly. All the Rangers' best players
Oh,
are just a
absolutely.
little older, and the Devils are just kind of up and coming still. If that were the case, I wouldn't want to play the Rangers in the first round as the 1 seed, and if the Rangers squeaked
No.
in as the 8
No.
seed, I would not want that with a 50 touch that with a 50-foot pole. So, it is what it is. I'm seeing things about line brawls.
Yeah, I saw that
See,
too.
Michael agrees with me. He says, "I love you, shorts, but
About
I'm
laugh.
happy the Devils are most likely out of the playoffs." That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want if I was a Rangers fan, and the Devils snuck in as the 8 seed, and we had to play them in the first round. I'd be like, "Are you kidding me? We have to play them again
Mm-hmm.
when we have all the pressure in the world and they got nothing." Oh, I'm totally with Rangers fans on that one. But line brawl
Yeah.
to start the game, get it out of the way. Shades of Mike Rupp, Stu Bickle, Ryan Carter,
2012.
2012, one of the greatest hockey games I've ever watched to this
Cam
day.
Jansen. Cam
Cam
Jansen
Jansen,
and
yep.
who was the other?
Well, it was Ryan Carter,
Man, that
Cam
was
Jansen, and who was the third Devil? And then the Rangers was
I can't
Stu
remember.
Bickle, Mike Rupp, and was it Aaron Asham? No, Aaron Asham had to be on the Penguins at that point.
No,
I
I
forget who
can
the
never
other
remember that.
Eric
was.
Bolton?
Bernier? Was
Someone
it
in the
Eric
chat's got to
Bernier?
Bolton?
know.
Is it
Eric Bolton.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been Bernier
Maybe it was.
for the
Well, the thing
Devils.
is, it got all messed up because Stu Bickle was a defenseman and he jumped up and took the face off. That I do remember.
My mom was at. My mom was at that game
Oh, at
at
MSG, is that
MSG.
right?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Brandon
uh,
Prost.
Prust.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Thanks,
Yeah.
Mikey.
Love
Yeah, that
that.
was a really good.
That's an all-time
I do
clip.
love watching that.
Yeah.
I do love watching that because you know they drop the puck, the gloves drop, and then Torts and Pete DeBoer are going at it at the same time.
Yep. Yep.
It's so good.
Yep. And then they play each other in the playoffs. The Devils win. Torts gives Peter DeBoer like a
Oh, it's
half-assed
great.
handshake. Oh, it's just that season. I told Sam
That
this
was
before too. I don't really remember '03 or any cups before it. Like my favorite Devils team of all time is the 11-12 team. Last year was my second favorite team.
mhm.
But that 11-12 team was so, even though it ended with heartbreak, yeah, it was just so fun. It was just the
game
best.
Game 6. Yeah, Game 6 exercised all the ghosts of
Yep.
'94 for me.
Yep.
Just exercised all of that. It's like, phew, it's done. It's done. Henrique took away all of that childhood pain with that goal.
I will never stop loving Adam Henrique as if he's my own child.
Yep. Yep. Agreed.
He will forever be one of my all-time favorite players, even though most of his career was just as a solid middle six forward. He is one of few
Mhm.
Devils to ever score 30 goals. Um, good player, solid player he turned out to be. I think he came in like third or fourth for the Calder Trophy that year too. But like he really made the impact in the 2012 season. That was so
Yeah.
sick. I loved everything about that season,
Oh
other
yeah.
than the end. Other than the end.
Well, yeah, the end sucked,
I'll say this: if they
that's
finished that off and won the Stanley Cup, I think even older Devils fans would say that's the most fun Devils team of all time. Not the best. The best Devils team of all time
the
is
most
either
fun.
most fun. The best Devils team of all time was either the 2000 Stanley Cup champions or the 2001 runners up, who I think would have beaten any other team in the league in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could argue that 0-1 team that lost the final would have beaten any of the 3 teams that won the final. I know Sam Wu agrees with me on that. I don't know if you do.
I will say this: the 2001 team faced the NHL and Ray Bourque needing to win a cup. It was all scripted.
Theory too.
It is. I still believe this to this day. It was only meant for Ray Bourque and no one else.
Yep. I wouldn't disagree, Sam.
And Scott Gomez, that goal should have counted. Game 6 at home, 2001 Stanley Cup Finals.
There you go. And they were the defending Stanley Cup champions. Those were probably the best teams in terms of pure domination over their adversaries. But the most fun season, I think people would agree, if they finished it off in 2012, just because of the fact that this happened with the Rangers in the regular season. Then they have the comeback in the series against Florida. They beat the snot out of Philly in the second round after dropping game 1. And then you exercise your demons against the Rangers in overtime with one of the great all-time broadcast calls from Mike Doc Emmerich. Just sick. Your 2 best players, Ilya Kovalchuk and Zach Parise, lead your team in goals in the playoffs. Like It was just everything you could have ever hoped for. Damn. If I could reverse one sports moment, it'd be that.
Did we ever tell you what we did in 2012 after the Devils beat the Rangers?
Oh, please enlighten me.
All right, Sam remembers this. We were at my parents' house for a party, Memorial Day party. We called every bar around MSG, and we were asking them when they were opening for Game 7. We got hung up on by multiple bars.
No way. No.
And then we called and left. We called and left countless messages on the MSG ticket box office asking when we can purchase Game 7 tickets.
And also Game 9 as well. Game 9.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We were asking about Game 9. Oh, yeah. And that game was on repeat all day. It was on repeat all day on MSG. It was fantastic. And every time we went to overtime, we went inside and watched. We all celebrated, and we had some beverages. It was a good time. It was a really good time.
That's incredible. I would have never, how did you even think of that? To call and ask for tickets? That's hilarious.
Simpsons.
That's hilarious.
It's a
That's
Simpsons.
a day of
That's what Bart
That's
Simpson
a day of
would do.
adult beverages.
You know, when Bart would call Moe's.
That's awesome.
That's absolutely right, Sam. Absolutely right.
That is truly incredible. Well, as fun as it is to reminisce about the 2012 team, we can only hope that the Devils find a way to kind of recreate that magic in the coming years with their current core that they've built. I believe in this core. I do, and I'm never going to stop until I feel it's right to stop. I love Nico Heischer's game. I think Jack Hughes is a superstar. Timo Meyer could score goals in bunches. So can Jesper Bratt and Mercer. I like some of the depth pieces with Halla. You need to find a new third line center. You need to let the defenseman keep developing. Because Seamus Casey's not going to come into the league and be Cale Makar right away. He's going to go through the same growing pains that Simone
No.
Nemitz and Luke Hughes have gone through. Luke Hughes
With
hit a rookie wall
hopefully
badly
more time in the
February.
A.
Yes.
With hopefully
yes.
more time in the AHL for Seamus Casey.
If Casey signs, let's say Michigan loses next Thursday and he signs and he plays the last game or two of the regular season with the Devils, I wouldn't be mad, but I'd hope he'd start next year in Utica. Like,
I would assume he would because we'll have
or
Dougie
finish
back,
this year in Utica.
Egenthaler. Yeah, well, and because Utica's not going to be in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter where he finishes at this point. I think Utica's well out of the playoffs, so
loan him to the Chicago Wolves.
So you can watch him more.
Yeah, that. Well, yes, that is true, but the Wolves are the only AHL team right now that are not affiliated with an NHL team. That's why Kincaid's allowed to play.
So they can loan him there.
Yeah, I think
I
they're
know
technically
was there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Are they eligible though for the playoffs? Yeah, they're in dead last place though. Holy shnikes. Yeah, they're 9-22 and or no, they're 22-32, 4-5. Yeah, never mind. The Rockford Ice Hogs are going to the postseason. I'm gonna try and go to a playoff game. That's my goal.
Do it. Absolutely do it.
Let's see. I would say the Ice Hogs are my second favorite team in the AHL.
They're local.
Yeah, exactly. They're not as close. They're a lot farther than the Wolves, but they're more fun. Utica's 30, 26, 4-5, which is a better record than I would have thought. But they're not going to the playoffs.
Dead last in their division last I looked.
They're second to last right now. But the funny thing is, no team in their division has clinched a playoff spot yet.
Which is weird.
The Syracuse Crunch are in first place with 80 points. They got to be close though, because the Providence Bruins have clinched a playoff spot, and they have only 3 more points. So Syracuse has to be close. But that's enough AHL talk. The New Jersey Devils are getting set to take on the New York Rangers. I encourage people right now to get their predictions in the chat right now. I need you to go in the chat, put in your predictions. Shorts guy, I'm a little thirsty.
A little thirsty. I know this doesn't help you, but I'm staying right above a pub. So I just have to walk downstairs. Oh, yeah. Ooh,
so you got to walk downstairs. This is from The Rock.
Yeah, I just got to walk downstairs.
I brought it home with me.
Beer. It is from The Rock. I know. I was there with you when you got
it. That's right. You were.
All right. So what can you have?
Yeah, I'm thirsty.
Definitely a beer.
This is empty.
Yeah, I think you.
Come on.
Yeah, I think you should. I know you should have a beer.
Okay.
We do have a beer for the podcast, but what's it called? I can't remember.
A beer for the podcast.
Yeah. I believe you have had one out here. This one. Actually, it's to your
Let's Go Devils podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, is that beer?
There's a
American.
Yeah, it's a beer. What's that can say?
That's whiskey, Shorts guy.
No,
I think that's not even whiskey. It's a restaurant. Oh, the can. Oh yeah, the can. And Crew Brew. Join our crew today and drink And Crew Brew, where we make winning memories together, one crew at a time. And Crew Brew. Shorts guy, what's gonna happen today?
Tonight's gonna be a potential mess or potential. I don't know. The hell of it all is I can't watch it out here, and I really wanted to see the beginning of this game, but that's okay. I'll see the highlights. So,
because it's not on. It's on TNT.
Oh, is it on TNT?
Yeah, you might be able to watch it.
But I tried. I know. There's
Do you
a
have
TV in here. So
HBO Max?
So here's the thing. I tried logging out with my MSG Plus last night, and I'm sure, good friend of the podcast, Justin can attest to this. It said because I was out of country, I couldn't watch.
Do you have HBO Max though?
I have access to an account, but I'm also out of country, so I don't know if it's going to allow me.
Try. TNT games are on Max now.
All right.
So give that a shot.
Well, that's good to know.
Give that a shot.
Give it a shot. So
that's how I feel about Max.
If there's going to be any,
I don't have it, but I have access to it.
Yeah, I have access to it. Yeah, probably shouldn't say that out loud. So I'm hoping if there's a melee, they get it out of the way quick, like the 2012 game.
Yep.
If you're going to have a melee, like if McDermott's starting tonight, we're getting it out of the way quickly. And I'm curious what Green's going to do, how Green's going to react to that, because Green's been there for both of those 2 hits. And I know after the last game, McDermott wants a piece of him. And he wants to stick up for his teammates, too. I think that's more so what it is. He wants to stick up for his teammates. So he's really ingraining himself as a good team player. So let's get that out of the way first if they're going to do it. So I'm assuming it's not Jake Allen tonight because he played last night. Do we have any
I could probably
word
get
on the starting
confirmation.
goaltenders?
I could probably get confirmation.
I'm assuming Jonathan Quick.
It's Kokkonen. It's Kokkonen.
Kokkonen, who played very well the last time.
Correct.
Of
course, McDermott is
He played well. Yep. He played very well against the Rangers last time. We just gave him no support. The team basically didn't show up. And I have to assume no, the Rangers did not play last night, so I got to assume we're seeing Shesterkin.
Wait, I thought the Rangers played 2 nights ago. That's right.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go 5-4.
5-4. Samu gave a prediction that made me laugh because he added a little extra nugget after giving his score prediction. I don't know if if I could say that on air, but
just read it. Just no. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't read it verbatim.
Yeah, but it was very funny. You're gonna have to take my word for it, people. Sam said 3-2 Devils. He thinks
it is funny. I'll attest to that. I'll back that up.
It looks
which is funny in its own right because that's not a Samu prediction.
Yes, exactly.
If anybody's watched Rocky, and when Apollo Creed fell down, and they interviewed Ivan Drago, and he says, "If he dies, he dies." Something of that realm.
He dies.
Yep. That is correct. Steve Engel says 6-2 Rangers. Beach predicts 0 fights, which is very funny. Don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
Dino says Rangers 5, Devils 3. Jacob says 7-1 Rangers. Joseph says 6-5 Devils. Selecta says same as usual, 4-3 Devils. Nick says 2-4 Rangers. Hey, it's Chris says 1-0 them. No, the Devils will just tweet that within the first 5 minutes. Ted says Devils win 5-3. Vinnie Parise says, it's been 2 years since I predicted the Devils to lose on Game Day Live. The last time I predicted the Devils lose a game was the last game of the 2021-22 season. I have picked them to win every game since. Been right more often than not. I am over 500 on that. I'm keeping the streak alive. What do I look like? Do I look like 2021-22 Vinnie to you? No. The Devils beat the Devils beat the Rangers 2-1. 2-2.
I'll take any win.
Brooke Amanda says 5-4. 5-4 Devils. That's what we like.
Okay.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah. Her and I are on the same page with that one.
100%. 100%. R. Nunez says Rangers 6, Devs 1. This team lacks heart. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think
Mm,
they lack.
it's
a
rough.
lot of things. I think the players very much care about winning hockey games.
I think so as
Because
well.
the core had a taste of it last year. Um,
Hmm.
they were what's 11 minus no, what's 16 minus 5? 11. They were 11 wins away from the Stanley Cup. I know it doesn't seem like that, but that's the reality of it. It's a lot, but it's not a lot.
It's the reality. That's a lot. That's it for the playoffs. That's a lot. 11 wins for the
Yeah.
playoffs is a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But in the grand scheme of things, you were one of the 8 best teams in the playoffs, and you were one of the 3 best
Yeah.
teams in the regular season. Um,
That's true.
get back to that. Get back to that. You could finish the season strong. Go into the off season. You'll have a little extra time off than you were anticipating. Have a big draft, big free agency, make some trades, do what you got to do. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Beachmaster says it's Timo time. Okay,
I'll take it. I'll take Timo time.
I'm good with that.
This has been March was Timo's month, so let's bring it into April.
100%. And he scored already in April, so we like to see that from Timo. And we can't thank everybody enough for watching our show tonight. Make sure you tune in after the game to talk about the game that was with Scotty of Sirius XM and the great Sam Woo 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 Woo.
Woo!
Woo! Play the tune. Hopefully everybody enjoyed today's show. It was a lot of fun. He raises the volume on me.
Hey, Vinnie.
That means
the next time that I join you, I'll be back home in the great state of New Jersey. This is our last
Safe
podcast
travels.
from merry old England.
Safe travels from merry old England. Enjoy you the rest of the game. Hopefully you're able to watch a little bit of it. And as always, let's go Devils. Woo!